Okay guys, it's been a while, but welcome back to a new episode of Coinbattle. In this video we're going to talk about how we went from this Okay gamers, so let's get Rob in this seat and he will tell you guys all about how we did this episode of Coinbattle.
In this week's episode of Coinbattle, we got started working on the map of Coinbattle. A map consists out of many different parts. There's grass, there are rocks, there are trees, there are textures on the landscape, there's the actual landscape itself with hills, there's water, there's a skybox and much more. Okay, so let me tell you how we got started. First we generate the flat landscape and then we can use Unreal Engine sculpt tools to generate cool looking hills. After sculpting all the hills, I went ahead and set up an auto landscape material which automatically covers the entire landscape in a grass texture, and it also applies a rock texture based on the steepness of the hills. And in order to create a more interesting final landscape, we decided to create some color variations. I adjusted the landscape material so that the correct color of grass is automatically spawned on the textures. I wanted to create lush looking grass that covered the entire area of the landscape. And to give it this really extra special feeling, I decided to add a cool wind effect. The first wind effect I created was very cool looking, however it was a bit too distracting since Coinbattle is a third person shooter, so we decided to tone things down a bit, so this is the beautiful end result we went with. We created a couple more materials which we could use to create more details, such as pathways, beaches and water. And have a look at how beautiful this is becoming, and we haven't even added any foliage yet, like trees, bushes or rocks. So I then proceeded to create rocks in Blender, which players can use as coverage. Next up were the trees. These were mostly created in Blender, and with some material magic in Unreal Engine, we created a really cool lighting shine through effect on the leaves. I used this same technique on the bushes and created multiple color variations of both the bushes and the trees to fit the separate zones. With all the nature assets finished and ready for use, it was time to create the props. These props were made in such a way to give each separate zone its own unique characteristics and feeling. With all systems and assets in place, it was now time to hand it over to our dedicated level designer Wim.
Thank you for creating the beautiful assets, Rob. Okay guys, so welcome to the forest area. As some of you guys might know, Coinbattle is a game for up to 20 players per session. The game is situated on an island and makes use of drop-in drop-out multiplayer. That means that you do not have to wait for any matchmaking at all and that you can play whenever you want and stop whenever you want as well. The way the Coinbattle works is that players spawn in these bunkers. At the moment that you spawn in the bunker, you will have 15 seconds to be invisible, which you can use to position yourself in the level. Once your 15 seconds have passed, you will become visible to other players, which means that your free-for-all battle on Coinbattle Island has begun. During the creation of Coinbattle Island, I had to take many things into consideration. One of those being that the players needed enough coverage to shelter behind during combat, since enemies could be anywhere at any time. At the same time, I had to keep into account that we didn't want too many camping spots, so the map overall needed to have an open feeling while still not being too big so that you could easily see other players. Overall, it was just important to find the right balance between creating a visually stunning map while still guaranteeing that the map was third-person shooter ready. Welcome to the Meadow area. This is just a big open area which is perfect for having long-ranged weapon fights. Don't be fooled by the peaceful looks, because overall this area offers a lot less objects to cover behind, which makes the Meadow area a bit riskier than others. Welcome to Area Red Alert, where you find out that we're not alone after all. Area Red Alert is the highest mountain in the map. Along the sweeping beach you will find the remains of crashed alien aircraft. Be careful when hiding behind them. You might not get shot, but you might get probed. Welcome to the cargo area. The cargo area is the area where you can use parkour and where there is a lot of coverage. This area will most likely be crowded, since you can make use of good advantage spots. Climb towers to get a high point, or hide in cargo containers. It's all up to you. Welcome to the fortress area. The area where you can make use of the wooden structures to get a good overview of the cargo area. The zip line in the fortress area allows player to escape the cargo area. So welcome to the last area of this map, guys, and this is the Raft Area. The Raft Area is located on the ocean. There's floating rafts where you can jump around. You can actually fall into the ocean, which is not a problem because we are going to build in swimming. The raft area actually takes you to this last island where there is the final bunker. This bunker can also be used as a spawning point, and then you can just swim to the island or use the rafts to get to the island. If you don't know already, the game is eventually going to be up on Steam and we're going to be having a testing group. So if you want to be one of the testers, then make sure to join our Discord, link in description. And guys, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider giving us a like or subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye. Bye bye.